Mylek My100 air cooler. Now this is quite a good alternative to a fan, because rather than just blow the warm air around the room, what the air cooler will do, it will add humidity and a cool breeze to the air as well, and I'll show you how it does that. Inside this one should be some ice packs as well, which we'll get to. So just opening the box now, and obviously we have the instructions and a nice little remote control here as well. I'm hoping it comes with the battery to enable me to use that, but we'll check that in a moment. So what else have we got? We've got these small ice packs. So you get 4 ice packs with it, and some wheels as well, or casters. So the wheels will allow you to move it from room to room, or just move it around the room. Now I will say that I noticed the wheels were of quite good quality. You know, they're quite sturdy and they hold the unit very well. The ice packs, yeah, they're okay. You put them in the freezer, you let them freeze, and then you put them in the water. You're going to have to buy some more, I think. You only get 4 with it, and you'd be far better with quite a few ice packs to be able to keep swapping them as and when you need to. I've ordered a few more ice packs just so I can put some in the freezer and keep recirculating the air and swapping the ice packs around throughout the day when I feel the need to be a bit more chilled. So we'll take the unit out of the box now and have a look at it. Quite well packed actually. Not a lot really other than a big square box, so shouldn't be too complex. And on the front there is an LCD display. Now that should light up when we plug it in. So I'll rip this bag open. Let's see what we've got here. So I like this little vent on the front here where the air comes out. There's like a lever and you can open and close it. Good for packaging and putting away. When you're not using it, it gives it a nice aesthetic look. So I approve of that, very good. And here at the back here is the filter. And this is where you put the water and obviously the ice blocks. So it will actually purify the air around the room as well, and it comes with an ionizing feature which is quite good. So this green thing here, in fact we'll just measure the plug in a moment as well and see how long the lead is for you. So it comes with quite a long cable and plug. It's quite good. It's around about 6 foot when I measured it. So you know you've got quite a lot of opportunity to move it around the room or move it away from a plug. So I approve of that. You know, nowadays a lot of products you get only have a couple of feet on the plug lead. 6 feet I think is pretty generous and probably quite adequate. The remote control is quite handy. Now there's a little piece of plastic at the bottom here, so I assume if we pull that it will engage the battery and allow the battery to start to work. So I'm going to pull it out in a moment and then we'll just make sure the remote control is fine. You can probably just see it on camera there. But that just means the battery doesn't lose its potency while it's in packaging or in transit, especially if it's stored for a while in a warehouse. So once that's removed, the batteries will make contact and the remote control will function. And on the back here you can see the green Marsh filter. So the idea is the water gets pumped up from the bottom here and it goes up the top. So you fill this with water. The pump pumps it to the top and then it goes down the green mesh, and that's where the air gets sucked into the unit. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a ice pack in. Now the ice packs I got are not ready yet, so I've got an empty soap container that I just filled with water and put it in the freezer for a few hours. So you can use all kinds of objects to make ice packs, can't you? And I'm going to put some water in it now. We'll get the right level. Now it says not to overfill it because I assume if you do you're more likely to get leaks on the floor, you know, on your carpet and such. But there is a little gauge on the front that shows you how full it is. Now you have to look at it at the right angle. I'm probably not going to be able to show you on camera, but with practice you can get used to how far to fill it. So that's good. You know, it's good to see when it's evaporated away and you need to fill it back up again. Just getting the right level of water in there now, so it's just ready to go. So it gives you a thermostat as well. That's quite good. It shows you the temperature of the room. Just going to run through some of the controls. So you've obviously got power on here, and Once it's on, it will go to speed 1 on the fan. We can press the cool button to turn the pump on, which will get the water recirculating over the Marsh filter. And this is nice, you can adjust the up and down of the cooling there, so that's good. Nice breeze from that. So what else have we got? We have got different modes for the wind settings. So we've got a natural setting, and here is the option to put the swing on, which will oscillate the breeze from left to right, and you can press it again to put the ionizer on. Now the ionizer will knock pollen molecules and things out of the air. So I'm going to go to night mode and back to normal mode, so you can change the different breezes to give you a different feel. So the natural mode, it kind of goes on and off as it would outside, and the night mode's just a more calming, more refined change of the breeze, so it's like nighttime wind. So that's quite a nice feature. And obviously cooling turns off the pump for the airflow, because you can use it without the water pump if you wish, and you can just have the swing on look without the ionizer, or just the ionizer without oscillating the breeze, or you can have them both on. And this is the different fan speeds. I'll put it on the 3, which is now the highest speed. Obviously it's a bit noisier, but there's a lot of power coming out of there now. It really does give out some breeze from that. That's incredible. That will go all around the room. That's on level 3, it really does pump out some cool air, much more than the fan I've got. The remote control very much mirrors the functions. The buttons are basically the same, just convenient to have the option to do it remotely. The timer function is good. You can set it to turn off after so many hours. That's a nice feature, up to 12 hours. I do like the little thermostat on the front as well. Now I'm going to compare this with the fan for coolness and noise, and I have to say they sound about the same really. I wouldn't say it was any more noisy than the fan, even though the fan's 27 watts and the Mylek is a 60 watt machine, so it's a more powerful machine. But when I feel the breeze from the fan, it's clearly a bit warmer because it's not got any cooling on it. It's still quite cool, but it's nowhere near got the coolness of the air cooler. And the fan's quite a buffeting heat, it's bouncing around on me, whereas the air cooler is a smoother, more refined breeze. So definitely see the improvement there. Now it's not to be confused with an air conditioning unit. An air conditioner will cost you about 6 times the cost of this, and that will give out proper cold air. So here at the back is the Marsh filter. It just runs cold water over a filter. It pumps it up, and you can probably see it if I pull this forward. I've took the screws out there. So the water fills in there and trickles down over the swamp. They call it a swamp cooler, don't they? Over that filter there. It's just like a cardboard mesh, and it runs into the container at the bottom and recycles. And as the cold water cools that filter, that's where the air gets sucked in from outside into the fan. So obviously you're going to suck in cool air and chilled air. Different modes now, so we're going to just try the different settings and see if we can hear much difference. So on this mode I can hear the fan turning on and off as it would, as if a natural breeze was outside. And I noticed this varies from speed to speed, so on different speeds you get a different effect. So it's quite a nice thing to experiment with and see which one you prefer, but it does give a more natural feel to the cooling. Now I've turned the fan off for this, so you're only hearing the air cooler at the moment. So that was the night mode. So it gives you an idea of what it actually sounds like. Now I want to show you the front of the unit next and show you the thing that allows the wind to oscillate left and right. So we're just going to get in position here to show you, because it's hard to spot, but you'll see if I get the camera in the right point. So it's on swing mode, and those small black veins in there, you might just be able to see them panning left and right, and what they'll do, they're like air veins that will guide the air left and right as they swing, and that's the oscillation effect. Can you see that vein there just moving? So there's obviously a motor that drives that. Now you could turn this on and off, and you may see at the top there a small black square. That's the ionizer output, so it's sending out ionizers when you turn that function on as well, which helps with air purification. It helps with pollinization molecules in the air, and I've always found ionizers to be quite effective. I also find that if you've got an ionizer in the room with a fan, it gives you a nice fresh natural mountain air type feel to the air. So big thumbs up for the ionizer. I like that, it's a nice touch. It's an attractive looking alternative to a fan. It's clearly got a lot more functionality, and it's nice and refined. It looks nice in the room. I like the fact that you've got all different options. You can have it on at night, so it gives you a nice cooling sensation at night. It's not too noisy. It's got the natural air setting, so even during the day it feels as though you're in a real kind of breezy environment. It's certainly cooler than a fan, and it's got enough power to throw the air all around the room. Given it's not too much more expensive than a fan, I would say it's a really good purchase. And if you're looking at buying something to keep you cool in the summertime, rather than just buying a fan or going a whole hog and buying an air conditioning unit, you can get away with something like an air cooler. All I would say is be prepared to put ice packs in it. You will have to keep ice packs in the freezer so that you can keep topping it up and keeping cool. But other than that, you know, it's a nice little gadget and it does the job.